Robbie got a haircut. Yeah. All right, I want to welcome everybody to the work session for Monday, October 11, 2021. It is now 6:30, and for the work session, and I'm going to go ahead and get started with the committee/department reports with Planning and Development, Chairwoman Lisa Newberry.
Thank you, Mayor. We have nothing to discuss this month.
Okay.
We have no applications.
Sounds good. Coming down to Finance/Economic Development, Chairwoman Ann Hutzinger.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to be just like Lisa, and I have nothing to report
Man,
this
I love
evening.
it. All right. All right, thank you for not reporting. Thank you, Chairwoman Ann Hutzinger. I like it. All right, we're coming down to Public Safety Committee, Chairman Jay Bolin.
Thank you, Mayor. I was going to address the fact that I look like, you know what, because me and Ann Hunsinger got in a fight over there about 800 apartments, and she decided to punch me in the face about it. But I will be back in a week to my handsome self. I had some cosmetic surgery, so. Anyways, what'd you say? Yes, you did. That's what happens when you get talking with Ann about apartments. I'd like to call up Chief Johnson to discuss the fire department physicals. The only reason I'm calling you up is because you're here, number one, and number two, we changed the companies. Okay. This is a housekeeping item in the amount of $8,925. I would like to put it on consent after we talk to Tim.
So this is our annual firefighter physicals. I did change companies, and the services they provide are very comparable, and it is also at a savings of $2,275 cheaper. And then, so before we would use one company for our physicals, and then we would use the county health department to do our TB test every year. This one company does it all together. So we can, it's like a one-stop shop.
All right, any
Anybody have
questions
any
from
questions?
members of the council? Anybody have any questions? Audience, we're good? Okay, Chief Johnson, thank you. How's everything going?
Everything's great. My wife is on the mend, and so I appreciate everybody's thoughts and prayers. And
Are you back to full strength?
she's not full strength, but she is definitely improving.
What about you? How are you doing?
I'm running about 95.
Attaboy.
So.
All right, thank you, Chief.
All right, so consent.
Consent agenda, good?
Everybody good? Consent?
Okay.
All right, this item will be on the consent.
The next item I have is our annual Code Red invoice for $8,162. This is the automated system we have for when we have weather or emergencies, I guess. So, any questions from the council? No? Okay. Mayor, I'd like to put that on consent as well.
Consent, Bill?
Yes, sir.
Lisa? Good?
Good.
Ann? Linda? All right, it'll be on the consent.
That's
You
all
got
I
it.
have for you, Mayor.
All right, thank you so much, Jay. Chairman Jay Bolin. Public Utilities/Transportation, Chairman Bill Duvall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we have three items on the agenda tonight. The first one is for our annual, the 2022 LMIG funds agreement with Georgia DOT, where monies are distributed to counties and municipalities based on our lane mileage. So let's see. So with our approval, we would the state's contribution would be $137,000. Ours would be $41,000. It's a 30% match, so a total of $178,818.16 for streets and highways. Does this have to be on? Does this have to be? Can we do this on consent, Robin? Or? Yes. Yeah. So I'd like to. Any questions on this? Concerns? We do it every year.
No? There's no questions, Bill.
Thank you. I'd like to put this on consent.
Lisa, good? Jay?
Good.
Ann, Linda? Dan?
Yep.
All right, that item will be on the consent, sir. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. The second is Public Utilities has requested to purchase a 24 by 31 by 10 foot steel building. This will be used to house some of the equipment that just needs to be better protected, lawn equipment, gators. Right now it's a pole barn. It's not totally enclosed. And this is a budgeted item. Any questions or concerns
Questions?
from the audience? All right, I'd like to put that on consent.
Lisa, good? Jay?
Good.
Ann, Linda? Dan? All right, that item will be on the consent, sir. Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. So the third thing we have tonight is, so we had a public utilities meeting, committee meeting, and we discussed the capital outlay projects for water. And we came up with a recommendation to, and Ann and Lisa are on the committee as well. What rose to, what we would like to do is we have a proposed project. This is to do water and sewer improvements. It will change the influence pump coming into the sewer plant. It will add some aerators for the septic system. It changes out the chlorination machine. It gets rid of the chlorination. It changes it so that it's just we're just chlorinating the water that's used for the reuse water. And also we'll modify, we'll drop the, let's see, I've got to going too fast here. Chlorine gas, we'll get rid of that as well. And then we also have the Holly Court lift station will be removed, and we will reroute with a gravity feed down to Huntington Ridge. It just overall improves the system. There's a goal from always been to remove the number of pump stations around, and this will be a net drop of one. So what the city's looked at and what we came up in a meeting is this is going to be we've got ARP funding, but this is a state AARP grant. And with this grant that we're going to put in, we have to put in by the end of the month. And we propose that we move forward with this project, and then we propose that we use a match of $360,000. And by doing that, we have a grant being worked on by our engineer. And so that's a great opportunity to leverage funds. That's a lot, but did I miss anything there, Danny?
The grant will be from the ARPA funds currently, not from the enterprise funds.
Right.
You got it all, Mr. Bell.
So,
Good
any
deal.
questions?
Any questions?
So, in our committee did recommend that we move forward with this.
Is this something?
So I'd like to put this on consent.
Consent?
Do that?
Consent?
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Yeah, that's nice.
Consent agenda, my friend.
All right, thank you. And with that, Mr. Mayor, I have another action items.
Thank you, Chairman Bill Duvall.
Thank you.
Coming down to Public Works / Facilities, Chairwoman Linda Dodd.
Thank you, Mayor. My committee had a meeting about Destination Park. We had sent out some bids to make some improvements over there. After talking to the committee and after deciding on how much it was going to cost us, because everything has gone up so much with the inflation, it's just really a lot more than what we want to spend over there right now. So the committee and myself decided that we would just put it on hold until maybe next year and then bring it up again and see what happens and see if we get better bids, something that's a little bit more affordable. It's not anything we have to do right now. It's been on the plans for a while, so we thought it wouldn't hurt to move it up to maybe next year and then bring it up again. And I'd like to put that on consent agenda if everybody's okay with that. If nobody has any questions.
Any questions? No? Consent, Bill? Lisa?
Okay, then the next thing we have is a street sweeper, and up until this was on my agenda, I didn't know that we did street sweeping once a year. They're required by the state, and it's for our storm drains. And the reason we don't know about it is because it's always done when we're supposed to be in bed asleep. So that's the reason most people don't know that we do that. We have found out that, okay, it costs us $4,000 to have somebody else do it for us, and that's for one day. And they did Highway 78, they did 12 miles altogether. They did the corridor, downtown corridor, and they did Terrace Shoals over off of, but if we want to spend $4,600, we can get it for a whole month. Is that right, Danny? The whole month,
Whole
right?
week.
For the whole month. and we can do a whole lot more streets. So, that would help us, and Danny said that most streets that we do have curbs. They don't have to have curbs, but it just makes it easier because the sweeper's got something to go up against. But it'll give us a whole lot more area to cover if we got it for a whole month. And then our guys will do it instead of having somebody else do it for us. And it's only $600 more, and you get a whole month instead of one day. So, does anybody have any questions?
Is it just a one-time, like, we can just, this says 4,600 a month, like we're gonna do it in continuity?
We can. This is a monthly rental.
But
So
we
it's
can
just
rent it
1
for 1 month, do everything and give it back?
That's correct.
Okay. I thought when we talked about it before, it was $4,000 a week for the
Well-
contract that we had before.
The company that we was going with Sunbelt in a committee was $8,000 for a week.
That's right.
Then when we talked about buying one from that company,
right.
I told you I was still gonna meet with him. Well, he says, well, we rent too. And I said, well, how much do you rent? He goes, 4,600. I said, well, let's cancel the Sunbelt rental at 8,000 to get him for 46. So we canceled the Sunbelt that was scheduled for this week, and hopefully we can get this, Brandon, next week. Hopefully next week. But we are on a timeline with them. It may be next week. It could be 2 weeks, but they don't know when they will come back in. But this also can go towards a purchase. That's why it's a little confusing. If you see in the packet, if you wanted to buy it, your rental fee would actually go towards a purchase of one. But I told them at this point, I didn't feel the council was looking to purchase, especially when we can rent it for so cheap.
Well, we have to sweep once a year by
correct.
requirement, correct?
Yes.
So are we looking to do a $4,600 a month contract for 12 months? Or
No.
rent it for 1 month for 4,600? Okay,
Now, if we want to do 2 months,
Yeah, 1 month.
in the spring and the fall is what the committee recommended, that's something we'll do, but this will be a monthly, one-time deal. But we are responsible for any items that break, so it is a contract.
But having it for a week, we should be able to sweep a whole lot more streets than we would do it in 1 day. Any other questions? Okay, if everybody's okay with that, I would like to put that on consent agenda also.
Any problems with that? Okay. Item will be on the consent then.
Okay,
Okay.
and Mayor, that's all I have for tonight.
All right, thank you so much for your report, Chairwoman Linda Dodd. Coming down to Human Resources, Chairman Danny Ford.
Mr. Mayor, I have one item. It is for a grant from the state for safety officials and first responders. It's a supplemental grant. It's $1,000 per employee. Am I saying that correct, Danny? And all we're doing is giving Danny the authority to sign that agreement, correct?
The mayor signs the terms and conditions.
Okay.
This is the same terms and conditions we have signed for every ARPA grant. So, yeah, this is another terms and condition. It has not came out yet, but when it does, the mayor needs authority to sign that.
So this does not, doesn't cost us anything. And this will be on top of what we decided to give y'all originally at the last meeting. So that's a good deal. That's all, Mr. Mayor, and I'd like to put that on
well, I have a
consent.
question.
Yes.
Will the terms and conditions change? Like, do we know what they're gonna put in there?
I do not until I see it.
Okay,
Robin, of course, will approve it as well. But if there's something in there that's not what we had before, we'll bring it back.
okay, good.
All right, so the chairman has said this item is under consent. Everybody agrees with that? All right. Yes, sir. It looks like it's going to be a quick meeting.
We're gonna be on pace for a record night if we get going here.
Anything else, sir? Anything else, Chairman? All right, coming down to city manager's report. Danny Robbins.
No items for me.
All right. City attorney, Robin Webb.
I have no items either.
All right. Well, now we're going to, I think Jay wanted Christie to talk about the elections tomorrow, is that correct? Tomorrow?
No, early voting starts tomorrow. They will be doing it at the Rock Gym from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. It will go through December 29th, which is the Friday before the election. It will also be on the 2 Saturdays, this Saturday and next Saturday from 9 to 5 at the Rock Gym too. Walton County residents can also go to Meridian if they would like to, because there's a countywide referendum, but.
So Gwinnett can go to, has to go to Rock Gym.
it's probably easier for them to know to go to the rock gym.
And so Skip, who's in Terra, can go to either or. Okay.
You said December 29th, but you meant
Oh, I'm
October.
sorry, October.
Yes, okay.
I guess I'm jumping ahead.
Kind of important.
Yeah, October, sorry. This month, like tomorrow.
Election time.
And I understand there is a very important referendum, which is the passing of the East Blast. Is that correct? Yeah, so that's very important over at Meridian. All right, well, I'm going to call the meeting to order, call the meeting to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Danny. Happy birthday to you. Payback. Good deal. Thank you, Miss Linda, Miss Janice. All right, so we have a motion. We have a second. All in favor of the meeting adjourned, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. All right, the meeting has been adjourned. Happy birthday, Danny.